Hello everyone, welcome to Kumari's Kids channel. Today's story is going to be about the man who had no dreams. Mr. Olivia was the richest man in town. All day long he sat at his window and watched everyone else work hard for a living. Mr. Olivia didn't have to work. He had so much money he could buy anything he wanted. Every evening, Mr. Olivia sat at his window and waited for people to come home from work. Tired after a busy day, the townsfolk rested and looked out at the stars and the moon and the night. But not for long. They were too yawny and drowsy and sleepy from working so hard. Soon they all went to bed and fell fast asleep. After a while, Mr. Olivia went to bed too, but he didn't fall asleep. He just lay tossing and turning on his fine bed. The weary workers quickly drifted off to the land of dreams. They dreamed happy dreams made of wishes and hopes. They dreamed unhappy dreams made of fears and tears. Miss, but Mr. Olivia couldn't sleep because he wasn't tired, and he couldn't dream because he had nothing to dream about. No wishes, no hopes, no fears, no tears. One night, when Mr. Olivia was very wide and awake and very much alone, he heard a noise at his window. He went to look. He found a little hurt bird that had fluttered and fallen on his window sill. Poor little thing, Mr. Olivier said sadly. The city is no place for birds. He lifted the little bird very gently and carried it inside. He put it to the bed on a silk cushion. He fed it milk from a silver spoon. Carefully he bandaged its hurt wing. Mr. Olivia worked and worked. At last, tired and yawns and drowsy and sleepy, he fell asleep with a little bird in his arms. And while Mr. Olivia slept, something quite wonderful happened. Mr. Olivia began to dream. He dreamed there was a place in the city meant just for birds. He dreamed about a park for birds with flowers and bed baths and trees. The next morning, bright and early, Mr. Olivia hurried outdoors, and for the first time in his life, he began to work. He spaded and raked and planted and watered. He built a beautiful park all planted with leafy trees and bright flowers. People and laughing children came there to romp and play and picnic on the grassy hills. From that day on, Mr. Olivier never had trouble going to sleep, and he never slept without a dream. Mr. Olivier was happy, busy man, a man with wishes and hope and tears and tears. Tears and tears, sorry.